Yo, what is happening, my friends? This is Rowan from Optimize Effects. Welcome to the Week 12 review video. Yes, I will do another week. I think I'll do another week of this testing because we've got so many new EAs that I've just pretty much started, and we'll see how some of the older ones go as well. Changing the settings just a little bit, like for example, like we've got Dragon running 3 pairs now with no time filter. So we'll see what happens there. And we've got Forex Fury, which is really making some profit. But before I get into it, I just wanted to thank you all the subscribers to this channel. Just thank you for the support. I am on the road to 500, and at 500 I'll do something cool. But I'm still yet to think about it. I still don't have a website yet because everything is on Discord and Telegram right now. I'll eventually port it over to the website when I can decide on a theme. But for now, it is just put on the back burner. I've just been really busy, and I hope you all understand that. So let's get to the MyFX book results after all that. And yes, I am going to, probably not tonight, but maybe throughout the week, I'll start with all of these accounts. I'll start making them not private anymore, so I'll make them public soon, so everyone can see where they're at, or have a look at all these kind of, well, not all the stats, but I need to go into one, but all the technical details of all the robots, because I think everyone will greatly, get lots of value. Yeah, the value is the word I'm looking for. Get lots of value from that. And I just want to give out to all my supporters and everyone, and I'll get that happening. So, wow, like the last couple of weeks have been absolutely awesome. So we've seen Baby Shark take over Dragon Expert. Dragon Expert I've now got on 3 pairs. You can see that little step up there. That is where I started it, which was this middle of this week or this week, where I started it on 3 pairs. Baby Shark. It is still the same. I have not touched it. It is running still the same. Forex Fury has got an interesting equity curve. It is starting to curve up. It's had some really good trades lately. And Aaron's 3 pair is on a mission to make a lot of money. And then we have EA Scalper Orion, which is coming back as well. And then we have Green Trend Multiplier. Then the PFX Forex Scalper. Then we have Skyblue and Bunnies in here somewhere as well. Now I do have some added bonus content. I'll show you how to do a basic optimization of a robot. And we'll look at Bunny for that one, because the reason being is that Bunny lost a little bit of money, and I think we can fix that. So we'll get to that soon, but let's have a look at some figures. So EA Scalper Orion has had a profit of 550. Dragon Expert 3,300. Aaron's is 1,489. This is the one that I started with 3 pairs. So these two are essentially the same robot, but Aaron's the 5K one, I started it with 5,000 on 3 pairs. And maybe with the time filter on, we'll have a look. And Dragon Expert now is running full steam ahead on 3 pairs. With a drawdown, or max drawdown of 40%. Aaron's has only managed 10% since it's been running, so which is really nice. Baby Shark has not gotten any more than 53, currently leading the pack at $3,800 profit. Skyblue is slowly making some money, and this is all default settings. Bunny shows it has made some profit here, but maybe it did come back. We'll get back to that one. Stabilizer has been, as the name suggests, it's been quite stable, 7%, $317. PFX, maybe I have too many pairs running. It is up to 29% drawdown. Grid Trade Multiplier, also 29% drawdown, $406 profit. No Sleep is making its money back slowly, so only negative 242 now. Aaron's 3 pair has been absolutely smashing it. Got to $981 already, and it hasn't been going for that long. I think it's been going for like 2 weeks. So on $1,000, 981 is some outstanding profits. And Forex Fury, $2,140 profit from 1,000 as well. So, you know, if you're running this portfolio live, you'd be pretty happy right now because you'd be on $13,000 profit. But it's not live, so. But the aim is to get something like this, you know, get something like this live. That is my goal. My end goal is to start with one system and work with another system and another one, and add it to a portfolio of robots and have a combined profit. That is the goal, and I hope that is all your goal as well, everyone that's watching. But yeah, now let's get to some terminals. Now the video will be okay because the markets aren't open. It struggles a little bit when the markets are open in regards to recording, so sometimes it gets a bit choppy. But let's have a look at Skyblue. Now it is, you know, it is making money quite slowly, which is awesome. So it's only been going for like a couple of weeks, and I like the fact that it is being slowly, but we'll see. And next we have Bunny, and this is the bonus content for you. So let's have a look at what happened here. So we have, I can't show you what it was, but it says it's got a profit of, well, currently it's at negative $60, which is correct, and it's got a balance of 1,074. But it was actually down earlier in the week. It was actually down, you know, about $900-ish, and it's come back. So I'm like, well, let's have a look at these settings. I can actually show you what it was. So I think I was using default, which is 1.6 for the multiplier of the lot size, 0.01 lots. It started at, take profit was 19 pips, and the step between the orders was 5 pips. Now, everything else I did not touch, I do not think. So I'm thinking, you know, what's happening here? Why is it struggling to make a bit of money? Now it is running the M5 time frame. It makes more on M1, but it is way more risky. So I'm like, well, let's have a quick look at it. Let's look at having a quick optimization session. Now this is a very simple robot you can start playing with if you like. If you want to learn about optimization, which is what I'm all about, what I essentially started this YouTube channel about, is about optimizing robots and to try and get them to perform better when you've got better inputs, or, you know, better factors on how it trades. So with all that being said, let's have a look at the inputs. So what can we adjust? And what we do is we have a look at it all, and we're like, sweet. So we've got a lot multiplier. We can change the starting lots, and we can change the take profit, and essentially we can change the distance between the orders, and everything else. Everything else you can enable if you want. I think this was set on 10, yes. So max count orders was set on 10, and these are all the basic settings. So I'm like, what can I look at to change first? And the first thing I thought was the multi-lots factor was too high. Sometimes, you know, this is a multiplier of 1.6. So every time it takes a step trade, so every time the market goes against its opening order, it goes back up 5 pips, it'll open another trade, but that trade will be times 1.6 lot size of 0.01. So usually you get 0.01 again, or maybe 0.02, but after that, this multiplier gets a bit scary, especially when it gets really high. So what you want to look at doing first, before changing anything else, is look at your multi-lots factor. What kind of risk are you looking at? So essentially, if you had a multi-lots factor of 1, it would not increase the lot size at all, which means the market will actually have to come back to your take profits in order for it to close the orders in profit. But if it doesn't, if you don't have a lot multiplier and the orders, and it keeps opening orders, you'll get margin called. Depending on your equity, you'll eventually get margin called because the market's going the wrong way. And even on pullbacks, it's going to have the take profits too far away for it to make any money for you. So that is not a great strategy. So what I usually look at doing, and most people look at doing, is starting it on like a 1.2 to probably 1.5 multi-lots factor. 1.6 to 1.8, even 2 is probably too risky in my opinion. Prove me otherwise, but I would start, the first thing I would do is start on, I started on like 1.5. So I brought it down a little bit and I left that, so I did not optimize that. So if you want to look at optimizing, these little checkboxes here is enabling or disabling what you want to optimize. So in this case, because I've changed everything, I've just reset it just to show you how I do it. So we can see the lot size is 0.01. That's essentially what we want to start the testing at. So we won't optimize that. But take profit and step lots are two things that we definitely do want to see what a range of values does when we optimize a robot. So what you do then is you're like, well, take profit, is 19 okay, or can we look at maybe starting at 5 pips? So what I do is I like, well, let's start at 5 pips and we'll step it by 5 and then we'll stop at maybe, let's try 30 pips. And then the step lots is kind of a bit wrong. Maybe it's like step between orders, but essentially that's 5 pips, and we want to increase that probably by, we can start off by 5 and then we can probably make this like 30, and then everything else we can leave for now. So we'll change multi-lots to 1.5, bingo, and then everything else is default, and we want to optimize these two checkbox things here, which is step lots and take profit, and we have given it the values for it to optimize through. So it's going to start at 5 and then go 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, and it's going to see what that does to the results as it steps through. So that's why this is called the step. Now when you want to do a bit more finesse optimization, you would probably make this down to 3 or 2, or probably the best is 1. But we'll see how this goes first. Now your other option, and you want to do this on some robots only allow you to do it on every tick or control points, but most allow you to do it on open prices only. So most robots enable you to test on that. Now I do set a spread. We could probably set it to like 5, and we set the period. You don't want to have it as current because that will change all the time. So if you have it like at 10, and you know that like right now, say we can see here the spread is 4 points because it's the weekend, the market's closed. That's probably what it closed at. We can see the spread is 10, so that gives it some room to move. So we can see what happens on 10, but if we optimize it on 10 and it's, your spread is maybe like 2 or 3 all the time, then you're going to make more money because there's less spread, and you've optimized it on more spread. So if there's less spread, there's going to be more money, which works out better. Now you do have an option to use a date. Now in this case I don't. Just if you turn this off, it will pretty much get the last few months of data, and it will optimize using that. Now tick data is very important. You can go to a website called Tick Story and get a free version of their product, which now enables you to get 120 days worth of free data. So that gets you like the last 3 months, or 6 months I should say. The last 6 months of data, which is plenty fine enough. I've found, unless you want to do much more thorough testing, you can do like 1 or 2 years, but that is big. But essentially when I optimize a robot, I'm looking at the previous past 6 months because that is the most relevant market data. Even 3 months is probably fine as well, and it all depends on the robot. Some robots, you're like, this is a scalper. You may only need, probably only need like the last 3 months worth of data. So when you hit, when you want to optimize, you want to enable this, and then you can go into optimization. These are all values here that you can choose to enable or not, but I'll probably go into that into the more advanced optimization course that I'll be looking at doing. And the next thing you want to do is you want to have an initial deposit. So I've got $1,000. It's going to start with $1,000. It's going to trade long and short, and we're going to optimize for the balance. And we are going to tick this checkbox here, which is called genetic algorithm. So if you don't tick that, it usually takes a lot longer, but it is a more precise optimization. But in our case, I'm just going to do genetic, and you can run genetic maybe 10 times and then pick and then get 10 results and then pick the best from there and go from there. So let's hit OK, and if I hit start now, it's going to be pretty quick because we're only optimizing on a couple of things. This thing down here, so it only did 36 steps, and we have a total trades of 1,210 and $766 profit with a max drawdown of 41.06%. So that was a really quick one, which is awesome. So I'll show you the difference between that, open prices only. Now we are going to get different results here because it is a genetic algorithm, and we'll run control points, which is probably more precise. It does take a little bit longer. There we go, it has done it. We'll see what the difference is. 753, so it is a little bit different, but it's good to see that we are around about the same. So when you want to do more finesse steps, you can probably use control points, which is also good as well. Now, I just want to show you how we get different results using the genetic algorithm. And let's turn this off. So this, I'm unsure, I've done really big steps just for this demonstration, and it was actually really quick, which is great. 753, 555, did that even work? And every tick is the very most precise, but it usually takes a lot longer. But it's doing it. Here we go. Yes, so see how it takes it's going to take like 30 seconds. But these are much more precise results. So this is the most precise you can do. If you want to do it that way, you can essentially, when you want to start optimizing, you can do really big steps and then work your way down. And you can use tick data, but it all depends on the robot. Some robots are very heavy in optimization, but others aren't. And the reason why I chose this is because it's not. It's really quick when you optimize it. So, and it's almost nearly done. So just keep in mind, we're starting with $1,000. It's probably doing it for like 3 months, which we'll have a look at. But we've got kind of the same results as what we did with genetic, which is quite interesting as well. So what you can do is you right click on the result that you like, and you can hit set input parameters, and this sets the parameters that we were just talking about here in this section. So the parameter that we changed was take profit and the step. So I kept the step at 5, which is the most profitable because it's closer. Obviously it's going to choose 5, and the take profit was 30 rather than 19. And remember, this is on 1.5 lots multiplier. So let's run a test, an actual back test, using the same data. And it's saying it's collecting M1, which it might not because the markets are closed. And we can see it is taking profits and opening, closing orders. And then we can look at the graph, and bingo, there you have it. So one way you can have a look at is to see. So it started trading on the 1st of the 9th. And it is now, and it went to the 18th. So it's only done the start of this month to now, which is the 20th today. So essentially only about 2 weeks of trading. And 2 weeks of trading with these settings, it has made, we go to the report, $766 based on the settings that I just did, which is outstanding, I think. Yeah, it's absolutely outstanding. But just remember, just keep this in mind. The modeling quality is only 42.92%. Now what you want to be looking for is doing testing on 90% or above. And to do that, you can use actual tick data from Tick Story rather than getting the data from the the broker like I have in this case. But this is just for demonstration purposes only. It just shows you how easy it is to optimize some robots. Not all robots are like this. The reason why I chose this one is because it's really straightforward and simple. Now we've done that, we actually saw that the drawdown was quite high at like 40%. So what you can do is you can reduce this multi-lots factor now to probably like 1.2 or 1.3, run the same test and see what you get. So let's just do that. Let's do 1.2. And then all we did there was change the multiplier. Everything else is the same. The take profit is the same. The step lots is the same. Everything else is the same. But in this case, all we did was change the multiplier. So let's have a look. And you can see there that the difference is quite startling. So we've only got a total net profit of $47. Now the reason being is, let's have a look. So we'll get rid of that and that. I'll make this a bit smaller. Now you can have a look at this visually. It's got visual mode turned on, so it should come up there. Actually, we need this a bit bigger. Now it's going to visually step you through its actual trading. Now it's a bit slow at the moment. It's on M5, so we can probably zoom out a little bit, but let's watch it trade. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. So this is the actual backtest running visually. So this is another trick you can do to watch how a robot trades, and as you can see here, the market has come down. And remember, it was only supposed to open like 10 trades. The market has come down, and because it could not, the multi-lots factor was so little, it couldn't come back enough to take profits. So what can we get from this? And this is like, this may come back up, I'm not sure. So we can see here that was pretty much a failure. We've missed out on all of it's come back up and closed now. But what if it had like, it could open 20 orders or 30 orders rather than the default 10? You missed out on a lot of profits there. And also that it started on quite a bad day when it opened buys as it went down. So what have we learnt from that? If you watch a robot trade like this, you can pick up on what its strengths and weaknesses are and what you can do to change it with your optimization, with the parameters that you're changing. So we can see here that, you know, if it had a few more orders, it probably could have come up and closed that one earlier as well. And if the multi-lots factor was higher, it probably would have closed earlier as well again. So you could probably change 2 elements there and probably make a lot more money, which is exactly what I did with the optimization that I did earlier. And well, now it's gone, but if I can remember it, the take profit was 50, but I left the step lots at let's have a look here. So we'll stop that. And I left this on 1.5. Take profit was 50 and the step was 5, but the max count of orders was 20. So it can do more orders. Trailing was off. So if we have a look at that now, I've done this one earlier. Go back out. Now we can see here that now it's able to actually, you know, make a lot more money. Now unfortunately, well, maybe it does, but this graph here doesn't really keep up with the actual profits. It actually lags a little bit behind. But what you can do is the results. So we can look at the balance there. So see, we've already passed the previous one, and we're not very far into the trading. So you can see all the trades here that it's making is way more trades than what it was when we ran that first optimization. That's because we didn't look at changing the maximum amount of orders. So you just need to have a look at some things. You know, with trailing stop you could enable, and the drawdown was actually a lot less when you enabled trailing stop, but the profit was a lot less too. So I found the best with Bunny is pick a multiplier that you're comfortable with, then optimize on the take profit, the step, and the maximum amount of orders that you're comfortable with as well. And this little robot can actually make you a decent amount of money. So you've already seen that, you know, just here that I don't need to run. I won't run it through the whole thing because it will take a while. But if I stop it now and I run a non-visual test, so I'll turn visual mode off, start. Now you won't see anything visually because it's off. And you can see here that in the same period, which is like a bit over 2 weeks, we've gone from making $700 to $3,000 according to the tick data that I have. And as I said before, take this result as a grain of salt because the modeling quality is only 42.92%. You want something over 90%. And you want to do the same test on, you want to do a back test and then you want to forward test a month or maybe 2 months as well. So back testing means that maybe you'll start it in March, May, and you'll back test it till May. And then forward testing means is that you start from May and you do like June, July. And now if it passes in both of those time frames, it passes the back test and passes the forward test, then you look at going to a demo account and you let it run for a while, you know, a few weeks, and if you're happy with it, that's only then is when you go live with the settings after you've optimized it. But I hope if you enjoyed this bonus content, let's get on with the rest of the stuff. So I'm actually going to change this to that setting. What is it, 1.5, 50, and we had a max order count of 20, which I think is certainly fine for this robot. And that's it. Now safe equity I'll keep off, but if it was live I would have that on and set it to a risk that you're comfortable with. So let's move along. FX stabilizer is going really well. I'm really impressed with it. Sure, it's not making a bucket load of money like some other EAs on this channel are, but it has been quite stable. And it is on turbo mode. Auto risk is on. Its risk limit's 50%. It's been really good. I'd be more than happy to run this on a live account, and probably will start that soon. No sleep is, as you can see here, we can see like one stage where it's started selling here, and the market's moved back against it, and it has been a drawdown for a while now. Probably a few, maybe a day. The market's starting to come back down, and it will hit take profit here with a little bit of profit. So this is what this does. It's going quite well as well. EA Scalpel Orion is going well in this ranging market. Well, ranging is, you know, it's only the M15, so it's only been going for like an hour or two. But it's made $550. Pretty solid. It as an OG robot, it started from the start. Multi-currency PFX4 scalper is, I wouldn't say it's going great. You know, I wouldn't be happy if it was down $224 on a real account with only a balance of 1,307. So, look, too early to tell still. I'll let it run for another week. This is Erin's. This is the one I started on 5K, and I just wanted to see if I did have the time filter on, which I do. Time filter is on with this robot, and it is working an absolute treat with that time filter on. It's amazing. So as you can see here, there's actually no open orders over the weekend, which is perfect, absolutely perfect. I would have no hesitation of running this EA on the 3 pairs with that time filter on right now. I'm just telling you right now, I think it's really good. So, but if you let it run like 24/7, I don't think it's real great. Baby Shark has just been absolutely killing it. This is default, you know, 2% risk. You can start it on 0.5% risk, but your account balance needs to be, I think, over $1,000 for it to do that. Good trend at multiplier. Look at all these freaking orders. The market is now, ranging a little bit, and we can see here the thing I don't like about this is like it's made $200, but we're down $200. So look, I wouldn't recommend it. Not right now. Forex Fury. Now this is insane. This just keep in mind that I am running 5 pairs, pretty much default almost. It is trading over the weekend. We're currently down $418, but we'll see what happens on Monday on market open. Then we have this is the one that's been bloody amazing. Like this started on $1,000 not long ago, and we've got $955 profit. And look at the current. We're only down $6.11 right now. This robot's insane. Remember I talked about lot exponent, that's multiplier. So this is 1.25. Dynamic pips true. Like these are all the settings. Not using an equity stop. Not using a trailing stop. There's no timeout. Max trade open out. So it closes. If the trades are open after 48 hours, it will close. It's only trading. Yeah, it's 15 max trades. But it's just been going gangbusters. And we can see here that the lots aren't that big. So yeah, definitely want to keep an eye on. And we've got the dragon, which is the one that I started on H1. And we can see all the orders that these two have been doing. These are the 2 extra ones that I started on. I think it's meant to be on the 15-minute time frame. Should I change it? Nah, let's leave it. 4,319. It'll move up, I'm sure. And I just want to see if it will trade the hour time frame, which it has been. So is it less risky? Probably. I don't know. But we'll see. So that is the review for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the bonus content with Bunny and doing some basic optimization. That is it from me, Rowan, your host. I'll look forward to having a chat to you all on Telegram and Discord. If you're not already on there, the links are below. And also if you're looking for great brokers or VPSs and things like that, the links for those are below as well. But that is it from me tonight. I'll see you next week for a midweek update, which I'm getting on top of now. And we'll have a look at some new robots as well. But until then, have a great weekend, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.